So welcome back, guys, and there you go. You saw the upcoming matchup this time, and we are going to be staying on the quarterfinals as some of them are going on right now. So our full round 4 matches have been confirmed, and this is going to be one of them, eXoSkeletor versus Garchuu. So I've been getting a lot of reports here in the chat wanting to see eXoSkeletor in action, so we'll be seeing him in action versus another Protoss player. These Protoss players actually littering the battlefield of the quarantined number 2 tournaments. And it really goes to show that here in the lower bracket, it seems like the Protoss is a lot easier to handle in many different terms. Well, for the Protoss, it's very accessible. You build buildings and you leave them alone. Your units are very strong. Your abilities are very strong. You can really just mass on up and take the win from there playing defensively. Compare it to playing something like the Zerg, where it does take you a lot more to get the maximum value out of it, and it goes to show why it's the best in the pros of the pro leagues, because those are the kinds of players who can really squeeze out every single extract from the Zerg. But compared to the top Protoss players, who are really finding different ways to just take those victories, to really find different ways to allow them to get the death balls that they need at the right times. They can't even just go for 200 and be sure of the win. It takes a lot of work. But here and now, you're the gold to diamond bracket of the Quarantine 2. It is a learning effort and it is work being done by these players, but they are kinda on the taking it easier end. But we'll see how this is gonna go. I mean, I'm talking about that based on my experience as a Protoss pleb as well. And I feel like it is very accessible once you're getting into the game. But if you really find the faction that you like, the race that you like in the first place, then you will just go at it. You will keep trying to get it until you really understand the full extract and the full strength of your race. But right now, eXoSkeletor, is it Exo? It's Skeletor actually. It's a little bit of a typo there. eXoSkeletor is the brother or sister of the guy from He-Man, Skeletor. eXoSkeletor. Is he the skeleton of Skeletor? Oh, my mind, guys, going places. But for now, I think for eXoSkeletor and Garchuu, they have really had a pretty interesting path to get on to the other side of this bracket. Apparently, Garchuu winning out 2-1 round number 3. It was also a ZVP against Grays. That means he does have a little bit of that experience coming in from the previous round. In the meantime, eXoSkeletor, the story from the Marshals actually, Supermalls versus eXoSkeletor, that game number 1 really going long. But then game 2 a little more decisive there for eXoSkeletor. Fatigue setting in for Super Malls, but still thank you to Super Malls, of course, for the support he has given to this stream as well as this tournament. But hey, it was a path, and this is right now eXoSkeletor as well as the side of Garchuu to try and figure out what maps we're gonna be going on today. But in the meantime, let's just quickly talk about the upcoming tournament for tomorrow instead, guys. So Masters Plus is gonna be tomorrow, and that is 2,500 for our first placer and 1,100 for our second placer. If I remember correctly, we do have a addition actually to our brackets. And do we talk about that already? Do we talk about that one already? That is the real question there. Because, well, if you guys are basically part of the brackets, and well, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see these familiar faces. We did have Nux last time take the whole tournament, just demolishing literally everyone with like 2-0s, 3-0s, that kind of thing. Just winning, not even dropping a map if I remember correctly. And he had such a good showcase there. And Nux right now, if I remember correctly, too, is participating in the GPOs. If you want to support them, you guys know where to go at the Cranky Ducksing site if his matches are going to be online. If you want to support him tomorrow, of course, you can see him here at Daks to check out the SCPH Quarantine Master Plus tournament instead. Man, I think it's best we keep it on the low key. Who's actually gonna be added? But I'm just gonna say that We got some numbers. We got a few more additions to the master bracket, and the interesting part right now is that is gonna be a double elimination instead. It's a simple double elimination. We don't want to stay here forever with a small bracket, so we are changing things up to a different degree. So the story of that, it is gonna be a standard BO3 onto the first part, similar to what we do here in the single items of gold to diamond. But if you lose, you will be brought back to the lower brackets for a best of one. Best of one, guys. Sudden death. And in a best of one, anything can happen. And we want to keep it that way just to make it an interesting time. I like just the surprise factor. If you lose your BO3, you had the chance to play a BO3. Now you have to play a best of one, and really it's a toss of a coin sometimes. Best of 3 for the lower bracket finals, and the best of 5, of course, on to the finals itself. So, in the meantime, guys, we are going to be getting our map draft. Don't go away. We will be right back for eXoSkeletor versus Garchuu. And there you go, guys. So we are going to be getting into our matchup in just a bit. But we have confirmed our map pool, and here we are in our upcoming best of 3. It's Everdream! This time, it's Everdream going first. And then Eternal Empire second, and Simulacrum third. So, basically what happened is we just played musical chairs on those top 3, and flipped them around, and it's Everdream Night now getting its heyday, and actually gonna be secured to be played. Same bands as before, though seems like that is really just the map pool of choice right now for our 2 players, and that's pretty much just about it in terms of that map draft. It's very comfortable picks right here right now for our 2 teams, and it is going to be time to get into the action. Game number 1 gonna be coming our way, and this is still the quarterfinals, so everything else that is going on right now is the quarterfinals. So the one we did earlier on between David Bain and Seiji was the first one to finish, that's for sure. And David Bain is our first semi-finalist, waiting for a few of these results. In the meantime, guys, got a little bit of information here and now in terms of that background. It seems like we have one IT here for eXoSkeletor, in the meantime, manufacturing engineering for Garchuu. So some really big brains coming our way, and we'll be seeing some diamond versus diamond warfare yet again. First map though, gonna be on Everdream LE, one of the newest maps in terms of that ladder pool, and a pretty good addition honestly. There's the gimmicks of Purity Industry, there's the gimmicks of Golden Wall, but here for Everdream, I feel like it's a very straightforward map that really makes you reminisce of a bunch of different maps from before. A pretty solid addition to the roster in this season. But hey, you know what else is gonna be solid? This Zerg versus Protoss action that is coming our way. And if you guys haven't heard of eXoSkeletor before, then you probably didn't see him way back when in the SCPH Brood Wars Day. But we'll be talking about that one in just a little bit as we introduce our players. Seems like we are going to be getting ready to go into map number 1. And Everdream is not just going to be a dream, it's going to be a reality, a battlefield here for the Quarantine Tournament. So welcome ladies and gentlemen to another one of these quarterfinal matches in the Gold to Diamond bracket. This time is gonna be a Protoss versus Zerg matchup. And introducing first, on the top right of Everdream, it's gonna be the orange Zerg that is eXoSkeletor. Now look at his orange and tell me, is this not a Brood War player that we see? Is this not a Brood War guy picking a Brood War color, as we are going to get a few lag spikes here and they're probably going to be needing to drop some observers. Dorp. Dude, I can't even spell right. But yeah, we do have any observer drops today, so maybe we'll have to get them out of the lobby. So, here for eXoSkeletor, his history is a multitude of Blizzard games actually. So, recently, he was part of the Hearthstone scene, it probably still is, as we got some few Hearthstone supporters there and then in the chat. But more on the StarCraft side, he used to be one of the big time players really in the Brood War scene here in the Philippines, alongside Bayagster and the likes of the up and coming Ender and that kind of thing. He used to play Terran as, you know, come on bro. Drop if need be. We're kind of ruining their tempo. Yeah, we don't want to have any issues with our drop mic drop. It's happening. You know, it happens sometimes, and it is what it is. Extinction is real. It's a funny thing actually. Extinct, who's the observer we're trying to drop right now, clanmates formerly still kind of are with Skeletor in a sense. Exorbitant, really the old school team in the first place, but right now Extinct is part of Team Dragon instead with Mr. Phoenix. Extinct. There you go. So we why'd Bayagster go? Extinct. Leave Bliss. We don't want DCs for players. Yeah. Just like, leave. Not now, Mr. Extinct. You're not gonna be able to get going. It's just a little jarring sometimes. You're trying to get your APM up and stuff like that happens. So we are looking to make sure that our players are gonna be put first and foremost. And here for eXoSkeletor, he is going to be starting things off with that hatchery into the pool. So hatchery first right here right now, playing that macro focus into this one here on Everdream. Going to be very easy to actually connect these two bases to begin with the creep. And he is going to be looking to creep on forward to his opponent. On the flip side though, here on the bottom left of Everdream, took a little 2 minutes to actually introduce this guy. But hey, it is what it is. Representing the Protoss race on the blue color, it is Garchuu. And you got the Garchuu in my sights. The Garchuu in my heart. It's pretty punny, that's for sure. But seems like our Protoss has left the door wide open. So he was able to scout out the hatchery first from eXoSkeletor, and he was like, okay, I don't need to wall in like that. I can play it safe, I can play it open, I can really keep the funnel going in the first place. But in the meantime, a quick little FYI about Mr. Garchuu. He just recently came back into StarCraft. He quit playing 3 years ago. And both of these players in Diamond right now, seems like it was a similar case as well for Mr. Skeletor. He has recently come on back, especially grinding yesterday just to get back into the action, just to get ready. And oh, shoutouts to Mr. Cenos, who is, well, you know, what a guy, what a player. And I can't wait to actually see him play StarCraft again. So We were teammates. I was the coach. He was the DPS slash support. Ended up being a support in the World Cup team in Overwatch. But hey, you know where he came from, guys. You in the community have to know Mr. Sinos, and I can't wait to see him back into action and bring back Banshees. And I'm just gonna complain about it because I really don't like the Banshee opening. But hey, I can be a believer if executed properly and if it isn't really scouted too well. And that's how compositions work sometimes. If you don't get the scout on, you will get punished. And speaking of the scout though, Garchuu doing a really good job in getting some really good information all throughout. He knows his opponent is going for 3 bases. He knows his opponent is also looking to get low map control with the Zerglings out in front. But more or less here for eXoSkeletor, he is playing a macro focus game. He is trying to get more and more bases. He's trying to get more and more of these creep streamers to spread on over. Just allow him to get some really quick transition, because here on Everdream, there is a pretty straightforward path to get to the other side, but it is jarred by rocks and ramps. Very, very dangerous, of course, to keep the run on in, and right here, right now, oh, the Adept gonna get caught, and that is gonna be a gotcha there from Skeletor against Garchuu. It's a good start for Skeletor. Getting a free pick on the Adept never hurts. It's just minerals and gas going to waste in the first place, but the Warp Prism dropped down into the fray. Adept's actually gonna be on the inside, and Dark Shrine again has been the standard apparently for our Protoss players. The first time I saw it was cool, the second time I saw it, it was okay. The umpteenth time I saw it, it was just like, gotta do something else, guys. Gotta do something else. I'd love to see some High Templar Storms. And I'd love to see some Disruptors. Come on, Disruptor Bombs are just so good. The Nova's really getting connection on. But hey, if it's gonna work right here, right now, for Garchuu, it's gonna be a potential punish to begin with. Because Skeletor is busy keeping up with the macro. Looking to go for the 3-base Zerg Bane, as well as Fire Composition. Maybe some Mutas into the field. Roach Warren. It's gonna be something he has in the first place just to make sure that he has coverage against the opposition. But hey, right here, right now, shots keeping on coming. Skeletor trying to get this round, but that was really good precision there from Garchuu. Able to keep things up, and right here, right now, even more of these Adepts. Third base, under the rest. Roaches right now coming online. And these drones trying to get on away, but they are just getting destroyed by those glaives. Resonating Glaives already online here, and now for Garchuu, and the Dark Templar Shrine gonna be ready to go as well. If this Warp Prism finds a way to actually hide somewhere and drop down those DT, well, this game might be over already, because it's such a surgical strike here from Garchuu. It's not even surgical, it's absolutely crippling. There is honestly no way right now for the macro to keep on up here for eXoSkeletor, and with the Dark Templar coming online, this might be it. He knows that something is coming. He saw something warping on in, and the TT going for the Extractor first. In the meantime, Garchuu trying to control these Adepts, going into that natural, blowing every single bit of these drones to bits. And even go for the Spire as well. DT right now against the spawning pool in this instance. What is he trying to cancel? That's gonna be the real question, as here comes more and more of this damage. And spawning pool gonna go down. No more Zerglings right here, right now. Baneliness gonna be useless as well without that base unit. And even though these Adepts will fall on over, the DT are getting free hits in behind, and the advantage right now for the side of Garchuu in terms of workers, but the DT needs to do more. Come on, aim onto those drones. That's all you need to do, because the Overseer is going to be coming online very, very soon. Slice and dice action yet again. And I feel like Garchuu wasting a little bit of an opportunity there. Instead of going for the spawning pool, go for those drones. Really cripple the economy of Skeletor, and force Skeletor to make a decision. Garchuu tried to really beat him with a stick, but honestly, just smack him with the hand instead. PVZ gonna be coming into this one. This isn't Plants vs Zombies, but sometimes you can feel that way with just how much numbers the Zerg has versus how the Protoss wants to plant itself onto their bases. Anyway though, here comes the Zods already, coming to push 3 bases here for Garchuu, really trying to keep up against eXoSkeletor and going above and beyond it. 45 workers, 39 advantage right here, right now for our Protoss player after that successful attack. But he's gonna need to rebuild and make sure his warp cycles are ready to go. As here comes eXoSkeletor, looking to literally make his opponents into bones instead. The Roaches and the Ravagers gonna be very good with the Bile and the Acid, and we'll see if it's gonna be enough. Pushing on forward right here, right now. Bile looking to land on down. Movement though from Garchuu completely on point. And on the left hand side we go. Warp Prism with the save. That one Zod really fighting for his life. It's just not gonna happen. And a surgical strike here and now from eXoSkeletor instead, finding the opportunity onto the south side. It's time to clean up on all these gateways. Now for a Protoss player, if you feel like you really have all these minerals in the first place, just keep building gateways. It's not a bad habit, just use it to keep on with the cycles, get as quick as can be with the reinforcements. But a good rule of thumb as a Protoss player is to have 4 of these production buildings for every Nexus you have. Gonna be a good way to sustain your economy in the first place. Anyway though, it's just a lot of pressure right now. Both sides has been able to apply pressure to one another onto their third bases. Really, these expansions, nowhere to be seen as safe. But Beetle's now into the field, not too many of them though. Feels like for eXoSkeletor, he's gonna be wanting to make the death ball that is the Mulus flying on around before he does that. But Garchuu now knows it's coming. Garchuu now knows that there are gonna be flies in the air. And the real question is, what will Garchuu do about it? Immortal's looking to move online as well, as here comes the Mulus right now, flying on over yet again. Looks like these is gonna be the harassment onto the main mineral line, but unfortunately here for eXoSkeletor, there's not many of these probes in the Stalker in position already. Garch though, still wants to go for the fights. Still wants to really push in eXoSkeletor and not allow him to get this third base up and running whatsoever. As the Stalkers right now going for the pokes. Mulus on the left hand side, and GG is called. Garchuu just having such a big death ball. Skeletor knows he cannot fight that whatsoever. And that is victory there for the Protoss, finding the proper timing, getting the lead on the economy. And that is just perfect timings there from the TT as well as the Adepts to find those kills onto the workers. That is going to be game number 1, ladies and gents, and Everdream going for a long haul, but the Protoss is able to take the victory instead. A good try though, a good try truly from eXoSkeletor, especially with that attack onto the third base, but it was just too little, too late to really get anything done in the first place. But in the meantime, seems like we are trying to get all our guys into our lobby to make sure that we are going to be ready to go for the next map, and that one is going to be Eternal Empire. Now, very interesting on Eternal Empire. It does take a while to actually transition on over to the other side, so it seems like our Zerg player isn't going to be doing something like that. But hey, as of now, this is gonna be our match results. We do have Garchuu with a 1-0 lead. In the meantime, Eternal Empire gonna be next on the list, and we've seen some Zerg vs Protoss gameplay here on Eternal Empire. We have seen how skitterish the Zerg can really be all around the map. But hey, seems like we are gonna be getting started into Eternal Empire. These matches go long for sometimes, but it really has been a pretty straight and short affair in terms of match time itself. Seems like most of these players knowing how to play the aggression, knowing how to play it out, and looking to secure win conditions as quick as possible. Eternal Empire might be no different, as we do have Garchuu right now with a 1-0 lead, looking to take it here and now onto these desert dunes. But in the meantime, what can eXoSkeletor do? It is taking him a while to get back into form. It is taking him a while to remember how he did it in SC Brood War. And there's a lot of things that can really translate, that can really correlate, and that can really push on through to make you better in a game like this. But I digress. It's going to be time to get into another one of these quarterfinal matches, and it is going to be the Protoss versus Zerg facing off on Eternal Empire. So welcome back, guys, into another one, and this is game number 2 out of 3 between Skeletor as well as Garchuu. Introducing first, on the top right of Eternal Empire, it is gonna be the blue Protoss of Garchuu. Not gonna lie, the orange behind those probes throwing me off just a little bit. It's like, why does the Zerg look different? I can see that the color is still there, but it's not the right one. It's not the right one, that's for sure. But hey, seems like our pros player will be playing that natural wall defense, making sure that the rocks on the side can be a good component of wall, really bothering his opposition there, as his opponent right here, right now, on the bottom left, a Brood War God himself, but hasn't really been panning out too much here and now in the second edition. It is going to be the Orange Zerg of eXoSkeletor. So we'll see what eXoSkeletor wants to do into this one. He has already going into a hatchery first, and with Garchuu anticipating that one, gonna be looking to play into a second Nexus ideal as well. Meantime, though, Cybercore gonna be going online. Spawning pool gonna be next on the list here for our Zerg player, and Garchuu right now getting scout information that he needs. He has done a good job about it earlier on. He was able to realize the situation. And in this instance, it's Garchuu right now looking to really wall out that natural, not allow any single strand of hair to get on through to the other side. Anyway though, eXoSkeletor right now looking for a potential third base, but Garchuu is really blocking that one. So 2 bases right here right now for Skeletor versus the upcoming 2 bases here and now for Garchuu. Gonna be a little bit of a disadvantage there for our Zerg player, as these things can really queue up 5 as much as possible. But hey, eXoSkeletor floating on over to the top right, trying to get some scouting information. Spawn larva going to be very important as well, and the probe trying to get on away from these Zerglings. Will the metabolic boost actually catch up in time? That's going to be the real question there, as it's going to be a disengage here. And now another base here for eXoSkeletor, really trying to fill that one up as much as possible. Metabolic boost though, looking to go online as well. Overlords right now going over to the right hand side to just find a little bit of that angle, potentially allow these night displays to happen. Anyway, those seems for Protoss, more gateways equals less problems. And more gateways is gonna be a good way to cope about things. One row facility in behind all of that, you never go wrong with the Immortals to boot. But it feels like right here, right now, both sides are just taking it way too easy and not really finding the angles, finding the corners. As into the forefront we go, seems like eXoSkeletor gonna be bringing in a strike force into this one. In the meantime, it's a run on by! Skeletor finding the opening! And this is gonna be the pylon! Under so much damage, under so much duress, will it go down? Goodbye all the power! That is absolutely huge. The other pylon now under attack as well. And if only eXoSkeletor actually focuses fire out this pylon, so many things gonna get shut down yet again. Wow, that's a big one. It is such a literal dart to the heart. And there's barely anything right now. Garchuu forced to go for the pull to try and defend, but it's just not working whatsoever. Second pylon though, set in behind, finally giving opportunities here enough for the opposition, but it's not panning out. Another one of these run-on buys, really getting some solid success. Damage all throughout the battlefield. It has to be gained by this point, unless we do have Garchuu really trying to give it a comeback. But lol GG, he knew he messed up. He knew that without the wall, those Zerglings would come through. And we are all tied up, ladies and gentlemen, 1-1 apiece in this matchup. Who could have thunk it? And it seems like it just didn't work out here for the high ground. There you go, guys. That's another one done, and this time it's a victory for the other side. Skeletor taking that one, just finding his opportunities, just finding his angles, and he was just basically able to make it happen from all those shots. Seems like those Simulacrum gonna be next on the list, and we are gonna be looking in to get to that one very soon. We got eXoSkeletor in though, as he was the victor of the last map. Anyway, though, we're gonna be looking to fix things up on this side, and eXoSkeletor has taken the map back. Simulacrum gonna be next on the list, and we are just trying to figure it out, just trying to fix things up on the end of the lobby. But do or die time here for two of our players, eXoSkeletor and Garchuu, really trying to desperately make it to that semifinals, trying to make it all the way to the grand finals, but they have a lot of success in front of them. We'll see though how this is gonna be panning out, as we are gonna be getting into another matchup here and now. It's time for Simulacrum. It's time to see who is gonna be taking this one. It's time to see who is gonna be deciding who the victor is on to the next map. We are just here for the show. It is gonna be all up to them here and now. And Simulacrum, my oh my. Lots of space to work with, but at the same time, lots of proxy locations. We'll see though if we have our jet in position to actually try to play the counter, try to play against the strategies. Let's get it on, let's get it done. Into another one we go. This is game number 3 out of 3. And we are all tied up, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to see what Simulacrum has in store for us. So welcome back, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the SCPH Quarantine Tournament number 2, brought to you by AKG Games, as well as some members of the SCPH community. So on to the bottom right of Simulacrum, we are gonna get the blue Protoss, that is Garchuu. This time he's gonna have to gotcha and plug that lead, make sure it's not gonna be going anywhere soon. But his opponent really find these openings, really find the time to make things happen, is gonna be on the top left of this map as well. It is gonna be eXoSkeletor. Simulacrum. Can't wait to see the cheese here from our Protoss player. It really is just all about how the angles work in the first place, and especially onto this spot as well as this spot. You're not gonna be able to see that one coming till you get too close because of the sight lines of the heroes to begin with. But hey, natural wall now coming online here for Garchuu. He's gonna be looking to make sure that that is gonna stay up and that is gonna be plugged pretty well. In the meantime, more and more drones for eXoSkeletor are doing such a good job to make sure that he is gonna be looking to take that lead, looking to have a little bit of space. But hey, eXoSkeletor even evading whatever Garchuu wants to do in the first place. Scouts at that natural, sees the cyber core, sees the gateway as well. Second X is now looking to go online at the same time. And in the meantime, here for eXoSkeletor, he has 2 bases up and running. Now, how you expand on Simulacrum, it really depends on how best you are going to be looking to make things happen. Well, if you go onto the 3rd base here on the high ground, you're playing more defensive and you're looking to control the ramp as much as possible, prevent any kind of potential high ground as well. And on the opposite end, well, it just didn't happen anyway. Garchuu right now looking to build on up. He's gonna go for Twilight Cancel yet again. Another early Twilight Cancel actually from our players has been basically the standard right now. And the real question is, what will Garchuu do with this? Will he go for the Blink Stalker? Will he go for the Adepts with those glaives? Robo Facility gonna be next on the list as well. And it seems like he is just gonna be looking to plug that leak with whatever he got. Got the probe right now, working together with you. Still though, oh, got Garchuu actually dropping on down. That's highly unfortunate. So hopefully he can reconnect. Hopefully we don't have these issues right now, because it'd be such a bad waste of time and such a bad situation here for Garchuu if he has to get dropped into the lobby itself. We don't really have any kind of fixes for the bomb. But hey, seems like we are going to be back into the fold. And the disconnect ending with eXoSkeletor and Garchuu facing off onto this natural. We'll see do Garchuu right now. put up a little more of those buildings, he's really making a maze to run in by this point. And Garchuu might be feeling a little afraid seeing all that coming here from the side of eXoSkeletor. He's gonna have a lot of income right here right now. He can keep things up as well, but oh no, we're getting these spikes. Garchuu, you got to get this. You got to be able to hold on if you're really having issues like this, because it's highly unfortunate. 1-1 right now, and it's Extinct actually needing the drop instead. A lot of people with issues, and a lot of people just really trying to make things work when it's just not happening. Anyway though, a cascade of production right now from both of our teams, and the Adept Glaives yet again gonna be the card here for Garchuu to try and realize in the first place. Roach Warren though, already trying to play the defensive end. Lair though, coming online, and in the meantime, we are gonna see Queens bound yet again. Our person though, getting the load on, looking to get in position, looking to try and find a possible drop or two. And here comes comes this wonderful journey. So again with the Adepts, it might be a little bit of a show of force compared to our last matchup, already resonating Glaze, but it might just be a safer way to play in the first place. Speaking of safer, the more the merrier, and here comes the Adepts right here right now, looking to get in position, running on in with their small models. Gonna go for the pounce, and here comes the Shades, already trying to get into the natural mineral line. Roaches though trying to get in position, and the Queen gonna get sniped for her troubles. Good call there for Garchuu. But really just being as pesky as possible. Really just trying to slow down whatever A is going to be up to in the first place. Shades right now. Back into the middle line. Don't. It's going to be disengaging. And really is just looking to destroy this third hatchery before it comes anything else. They want to make sure that they are safe for the winter, and in this instance right now, they're just gonna mop the floor against the opposition. Sure, they're gonna lose in the depth, but it was mainly getting pops left, right, and center, and more of depths right now here for the side of Garchuu. eXoSkeletor has to be wary, has to be careful, has to make sure that everything is gonna be fine and dandy. But in this instance, the Shades moving on over yet again. Natural still uncontested, because that's such a big dynamic army right now, courtesy of the side of Skeletor. Roach is trying to go for the push on in, and Shade's gonna be able to run on away, as that is just frag after frag after frag. Jets all dying on down. And Skeletor looking really solid right now. Defending yet again, just a little bit behind on that work count. Sure gonna lose that third base, but he can go for the rebuild. In this instance though, more and more of these roaches coming onto the outside, something eXoSkeletor has really fallen in love with in the first place. 6 drones though, going on down, and where is all of that happening? Oh my god, Dark Templar! Yet again, for our Protoss player, always make sure that he has an angle, he has the opportunity to whip out that DT, and where is that Dark Shrine all the way to the right hand side of spawn? More drones though, getting taken down all throughout. And here for Garchuu, the more he feels the pressure, the more he finds these opportunities, the better off it's gonna be. DT though, taking care of 7 before it dies, it's pretty useful, as well as, you know, a solid way to go about things, bringing in that Overseer to begin with. Such a scary formation right now, and all the way into this match. Seems like Garchuu hasn't really been building too much in behind. He went for the door, he went for the attack, but it didn't pan out, and right now he needs to make a decision what he's gonna be building in the first place. More and more zealots right here right now. Phoenix gonna be hallucinated up as well. And now here comes the Adepts. Very quick, especially with that speed boost on the War Prism. But here, in speaking of quickly, transition already there from eXoSkeletor to try and make it to the other side. Roach's Ravagers, a very scary composition onto base. He can really go for an all-in in this instance, but he's trying to get that third. He's trying to get some economy back to make sure that Everyone back home, I'm gonna be picking something up. But hey, quarantine again. This time, it is this hallucinated phoenix flying on around. Clean up right now from the queen. And hey, more and more units coming to our way. eXoSkeletor, all the way set on up. And the thing about matches like the thing about a match like this is really one of these two sides are just trying to find an opening, are just trying to find an opportunity against one another. They don't really want to fully commit. They know that both sides have even numbers, and I feel like the defense advantage could be a lot more potent in a scenario like this. But hey, Bailey's right now gonna be next on the cards. We'll see how they are going to be able to get a roll on over as the Overseer following them, just making sure there isn't going to be vision in the first place. In the meantime, on the top right we go. eXoSkeletor looking for an opportunity, looking where to go for the fight. I see Dodge actually going over to that one. Hey, the third base right now under duress yet again. Here we go though with a strategic recall. It's gonna be Brawl onto the third base. Sentry start up popping the guard shields. The Vortex gonna be out in front. About now getting the connection on, but Garchuu having a superior army literally pushes forward and destroys everything in one fell swoop. For eXoSkeletor, he's running out of army. He's running out of resources to utilize, and he is only on 3 base right now, effectively 2 actually. Down below though, all about defending that low ground. It seems like the Roaches wanting to get a little bit of the action to trying to get that minerals as well. It's just not happening. Still though, a big funnel right now from Garchuu. Bringing it over to the southwest side. It'd be best if he actually retreats and waits for everything to come on together. As that is just gonna be the debris now, getting blown to bits by the Protoss ground forces. The sentry beams really just finding its potency. And here comes Garchuu right now, looking to push on forward, taking care of the creep as well. And there you go, damage being done again. Garchuu right now, finding his formation on the high ground. Reinforcements have arrived with that warp cycle as well. And this is just way too imposing right now for Garchuu. The silence is just a symphony of these kills coming the way of Garchuu right now. And GG is called! Garchuu will take that victory! Just winning on out on the economics, winning on out on the macro, and winning on out with a sneaky little DT yet again, the Adept DT to surprise any kind of mining base. Really hurting the chances there of Mr. eXoSkeletor, and in the end, it's Garchuu with the victory. So there you go, guys, another one down in our history books, and it is Garchuu winning one back. So it really just made it a lot more exciting. Garchuu with the first and the third victory, Scooby-Doo with the second. But hey, that is gonna be our results there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, and Garchuu is our victor. Gonna be moving on over to the next round of action. So another quick little recap before we move on over to a break yet again. And here you go, Garchuu taking down eXoSkeletor in Everdream. But eXoSkeletor firing on back, finding the opportunity. And that was Eternal Empire taken by him. But there you go with the peep corner, all about making sure that the opposition is there. And here on our best of 3, this is going to be all but over as Simulacrum did go in favor of Garchuu there. Anyway though, guys, big shout out again to our sponsors. We got AKG Games who helped us out in really rounding off this prize pool, and the community, DLS Mizzle. We got Super Mouse Bagster and Paul alongside me. And this has been another match, another notch under our belt. Seems like we are going to be getting into semifinals action very shortly. So we will be taking a break for just a little bit. Stick around though, we will have more StarCraft PH action. It has to be the best of the best already this tournament has to offer. That's gonna be the semifinals coming your way and into the grand finals afterwards. We'll see you guys in a bit for the next part of the Gold to Diamond edition of StarCraft PH Quarantine Tournament number 2.